railroad here. Kind of worked up a sweat after cutting that tree down and dragging it. Kind of cooled me and the rancher down a little bit. Took a little speed here. At least it's out of the way now, but first I didn't want to cut it. I didn't really feel like it, but I said, you know, what the heck, I'll just go ahead and do it. I'd do it later. I didn't do it today, so I'm going to get it out of the way. Probably the most I've used the winch since I've had it. You know, that was really the reason why I bought the winch. You know, I thought more than anything I would be using it for pulling trees off the path. Probably more of that than even for pulling myself or other people out getting stuck. But it's good for a lot of things, obviously. But you know, that, like I said, that's the first time I've really used it a lot. You know, back there with that tree, so it really came in handy. Ride down this 128 path here. That's another thing too about dragging trees, you know, especially in a situation like that where you're pulling it in reverse. You gotta have four-wheel drive about. I mean, I know when I got ready to start dragging that tree, it kind of, you know, it started spinning a little bit in reverse, and I had it in two-wheel drive, so I put it in four-wheel drive, and I didn't have no problem after that. It just pulled it without spinning. So that four-wheel drive is really good for working, you know, because it allows you to pull things, you know, in situations like that without spinning the tires. So I don't even have to tell you that. Four-wheel drive is nice to have. Like it's drained out. Sure doesn't hold water very long. It's not very deep either. That's a good rain to fill it back up. Like the sun's went behind the clouds. It'll be clouding up for the rain. We'll get the night tomorrow. I think it's supposed to rain there just about every day next week, according to what they say. That's no fun. Yeah, I guess everything will be good and muddy again everywhere you go. Right up here to the cow shed for a few minutes, see what's going on. around the green line now. Probably one of my favorite paths back here, you know. About the only wooded area left, particular area. Here on the Montague farm. Here we are. Ride down this way a little bit. You're on Rocky Hill now, right there. A crane or egret, they call it, flying out of the pond there. I don't know if you can see it on camera or not. won't be too much longer. Have to get the bush hog hooked up to the 8N. Come back here and mow these paths down. Already grown up some. Yeah, that one right there needs it bad. This path's no longer open right here. It was pretty neat when it was open, but a bunch of brush on it now from the logging. I always find myself getting ready to go down it, and then I end up dawning on me at the last minute that it's blocked halfway through. So even this path right here is not open like it used to be. Path used to come straight right through here, and as you can see, it's not open. I cut over this way, see if I can get over to it. Grown up right much. Dang. Get it after that rain comes this week. It'll be really up high. Pine branches sticking out the path. Damn thing don't want to stay over there. Well, if that just ain't aggravating right there. Stay down. Aggravate. Had a little bit of life left in it, I believe, like a spring. That path I was talking about that I started to go down and I had to back out of because I said it was blocked, it would come out right here. This path right here used to be called Kate's Path, and last time I tried to ride up it, it was blocked too with brush. We'll see how open it is. It used to be a really nice path though. So far it's open. How much longer it goes though. Oh, that looks kind of like the end of the smooth part anyway. Anyway, it went right on up there and back onto the railroad, about straight ahead right there, and came out, but you'd see all the brush up there and stuff, so I'm just going to turn around and go back the way I was. It's a shame. It was a nice path. You can see how smooth it was. that mess up there, you know, take somebody with a bulldozer, push all that out of the way. Crossing Montague Creek here. You know, from some of my videos I say about how it comes from under the railroad. Well, this is it right here. It never really flows a whole lot unless it's a hard rain, but some old junk and stuff out there that's thrown out. But that's the lower portion of it. I don't know if I've ever showed it to you or not. As you can see now, we're on the other side of the Montague Pond. The railroad's up there. Ride down Linwood's Path now. I don't think I've ever done this in a video. This is probably only like the second time that I've ever ran the Rancher in the ESP mode. You can see I've got it switched over there to ESP. And that's where, you know, you shift it manually. You let off the gas and use your up and down shift buttons over here on the left handlebar, you know, to shift it like a manual transmission. Like I said, this is really only the second time I've ever done it, so I just kind of give y'all an idea. You know, I'm in second gear now. I just kind of let y'all see how it drove, you know, in the ESP mode. Really, with it in the ES mode, it reminds me a lot of the 2006 Rancher that I used to have, the 350 model, and you know, it was ES. And I always liked it. I mean, it always worked out fine for me. But most of the time on this one here, I just leave it in auto. You know, and it works out good that way. But it's fun, you know. Like I said, the second time I put it in ES, I actually am enjoying it. I guess, you know, just kind of makes it a little, gives you a little change of pace. We'll make our way through this rough section right here back onto the railroad. Smooth, you know. This transmission on the Rancher ATs is a twin clutch, and I don't know, you know, I'm not an engineer, but a lot of the high-end sports cars these days, like the Mercedes and Ferrari, and a lot of those, you know, what they use is an automatic transmission. But it has a twin clutch design, no torque converter. From what I hear, that's what the future of automatic transmissions is going to be. It's going to be a twin clutch design, and they're going to eliminate the use of the torque converter because it's actually lighter in weight and it shifts smoother. And you can actually develop a transmission that doesn't require hydraulic, the ATF fluid to be pumped through it for it to function in automatic mode, which is the same story with this on the Honda here. A lot of the reviews and everything, they criticize the Rancher AT, they criticize the transmission on that, it's never in the right gear, all this kind of stuff like that, but you got to remember what the machine is intended for. It's not a sport machine, but I will say this, it does ride sporty if you want to. It's just you got to remember, you got a four-wheeler that weighs 642 pounds, and it was intended for recreation and sport, recreation and trail riding, work, that kind of thing like that. So, for what it's intended for, I think it does really great. But like I said, a lot of the reviews are pretty critical of it, But I like it, it's best of both worlds. It's like, you shift it into ES and you drive it like a manual, and you want it in auto, you flip it back to auto and let it do its thing, You can't ask for anything any better than that. And you get to feel the power band going through the gears even when it's an auto. You put the hammer down on it, and you get to feel that torque, every time it shifts through the gears. And it's something with the CVT, you really don't, all those CVTs are really good. You don't feel that, that torque curve, but anyway, everybody's got, what they like, and that's why, they make, different manufacturers make different things, and some people, really like CVTs and others don't, it's a matter of opinion. I personally have nothing against the CVT. I think they're great. I think for somebody who, is getting into ATV and, and doesn't want to have to learn how to shift gears and all that kind of stuff, I think it's a great thing. But there are some of us out there that do like to feel the gear change. They like to feel that power band, that torque curve as the motor goes through the gears. And I'm old school, like that. I like stuff like that. I like a manual transmission in a vehicle, whether it be a car, truck, or whatever it is, But, it's just kind of like with that, you get in a lot of traffic and stuff, and an automatic is nice to have. So you don't have to be pushing the clutch in constantly, So, it's all about the kind of ride you do and what kind of person you are and what transmission you like. But this twin clutch design in the Rancher AT is not something to, to scoff at. I mean, because like I said, your Mercedes sports cars, some of the AMG models, they've got twin clutch automatics. Some of them are 7 speeds, and use paddles behind the steering wheel, almost like a Formula One type thing, But it's to each his own, So I think it's pretty remarkable engineering on Honda's part to put this in an ATV. That's the thing, a lot of times with people who do, reviews and stuff of ATVs, motorcycles, whatever it may be, even if it's a car or truck, that's their job, is to be critical of things, to look for things that they think that they're something that somebody possibly could complain about, you know, out in the field. But, you know, me being the person, you know, I've ridden this four-wheeler, I've got 66.9 hours on it and 501 miles since I bought it new. And I'm gonna tell you, I don't have any complaints about it. I've been highly satisfied with it. It takes me where I want to go, and transmission's smooth, you know. So I'd highly recommend this four-wheeler to somebody who's into the Honda brand, you know, or even somebody who isn't. Maybe is not satisfied with what they've got. You know, I'd highly recommend the Rancher AT or even the regular Rancher model with a solid axle. Either one would be a great, you know, great machine to have. Any of the Hondas are good to me. You know, Recons. You want to go with something less expensive, you know. I've even driven a Rincon, which is the top of the line, and I like those. I don't like the price tag so much, but, you know, if you're looking for the big bore class, you know, something on the larger scale like that, if you're a bigger person or just like that kind of thing, you know, I think those are nice. This friend of mine has got one of those, and he talks about he really likes his a whole lot. So I think it's all about what you like, you know. But Honda's got some nice stuff out there, you know. There's a lot of different transmission options to choose from, and all that kind of stuff like that. So, you know, just back on the 128 path now. Just thought I'd ride back down it. Probably say too that I'm gonna say this last thing talking about transmission. I would say too, if you want to do some really sporty riding or aggressive, you know, kind of thing on the trail, yeah, probably your ES, where you can hold it, you know, in the gear you want without it shifting on its own. Yeah, it probably would be the best mode to run it in. But I mean, I can ride it in auto fast on the trail and do alright, but I guess if you want to get really aggressive, you know, the ES probably would be the ticket for that. There it is, at the flip of a switch. That's all you got to do. You can have the best of both worlds. Shortcut here. Somebody made this shortcut to go around that little sharp curve over there in the original path. Normally I don't go this way, but it just cuts that corner off there. turkeys have been scratching up out here. Scratches from the turkeys there. He's searching for food. Getting ready to come back out on the railroad now. Just going back home, taking a tall tree stand path back. Sun won't try and come back out. Still pretty cloudy. Path right here needs grading bad. Smooth it out some. Across the creek now. Like I said, not much water in it because we hadn't had any rain this week. roof. Thanks for watching.